like right now, and again, this is part of that, updating or,
Yes.
enhancing what we currently have, because basically it doesn't matter. Everything's one workflow, right? So like an information item
Mhm.
that we do, and sometimes we'll just, on the information item, it says, staff will do a presentation at the meeting on X, right?
Right.
So it's like, who really needs to see that? But in our process right now,
Right.
it's the requester or the originator, and it goes through, it goes through, and I'm at the end of the line, right? But, like Steve reviews it,
I was like, oh,
Alive?
oh, he's so pretty. How are you? Good. Yeah.
I don't know what everyone's gonna do when it goes away.
I know.
I know we'll eventually go away, obviously, but
Yeah. That's coming out. Oh, no, I didn't. No. And, yeah, my husband. We're gonna be talking a little bit tonight, or this month about, the budget.
I'm ready for Congress too.
Closer to me than you.
Finally got back to
You come on the
It's just. That was a big silver.
Oh, my
our last day there.
A lot of it.
So, and the weekend we were there was the marathon. It's my daughter and I.
Okay.
So odds are she got it first and then she was sicker.
Okay.
Wow.
You got the name
stickers at the back?
Yeah.
I know,
I like. Right, right.
60 seconds. 60
Oh.
seconds.
It's gonna be a short meeting.
Sorry.
I know, right. It's a maybe.
Usually I only have about. Yeah, I love to.
No, but there's someone who's meeting with you.
All right, hey, good evening, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Time is now 7 p.m. So I have one remote commission. Commissioner Tanisha Allen of Stafford County has asked to participate remotely in this meeting. Commissioner Allen, please state the reason for your remote participation and your location. Commissioner Allen, can you hear me?
She's muted.
She's muted. Oh, hey, you're muted. So you're still muted.
Can you hear me?
There you go. We can hear you. There
Can you
you
hear
go.
me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I was saying is my location is Stafford, Virginia, and I am requesting remote because I am currently a little bit under the weather and I didn't want to get everyone sick by showing up.
Well, we appreciate that. Can I get a motion?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Bodie, second by Commissioner Gary. Hearing no discussion, please call for the vote.
Victor Angry.
Aye.
Kenny Bodie.
Aye.
Idris O'Connor.
All right.
Kim Short. Karen Mills. Tanisha Allen.
I
Monica Gary.
Aye.
Pamela Sodesky.
Aye.
Alana Mensing.
Aye.
Shannon Holmes.
Aye.
Deborah Frazier.
Aye.
Todd Horsley.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, that motion's approved.
Thank you, ma'am. And now we're gonna get our safety message from Karen here. What would you say, David?
Good evening, Chair Angry and fellow commissioners. February is Heart Awareness Month, in honor of Valentine's Day, Heart Awareness Month. Some tips to help help you stay healthy and take care of yourself. Staying active with regular physical activity, like walking, cycling, jogging. Trying to maintain a healthy diet with fruits, vegetables, high protein items. Watch what you eat, lower salt, lower your salt intake. Also knowing the signs of any kind of heart related issues. Look for chest pain or any kind of, and just listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, make sure you go to the doctor and get that checked out. And then also reduce stress by meditation, yoga, deep breathing, riding our bus. That's always a way to lower stress. But just take care of yourself. That's really the basic.
Sorry.
I think you're getting a lot of discussion on that last part.
Talking to a group of elected
stress people.
Get some reduce our stress.
Eating a high school diet right now, and you don't get time to exercise.
Okay, well, thank you, Karen, for that safety message. Okay, if we could rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
To the
United
flag
States
of the United States of America and to the republic for
One
which stands one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Call for roll.
Victor Angry,
Yeah.
Andrea Bailey, Kenny Bodie,
Aye.
Margaret Franklin, Tom Gordy, Bob Weir, DeShondra Jefferson, Karen Mills, Idris O'Connor,
Here.
Kim Short,
Here.
Yesley Vega, Tanisha Allen,
Here,
Monica Gary, Meg Bunky, Pamela Young, Pamela Sabeski,
Here.
Ralph Smith, Jeanette Richel, Alana Mensing,
Here.
Daryl Moore, Shannon Holmes,
Here.
Will McIntosh, Deborah Frazier,
Here.
Lori Hayes, Jacob Lane, Kevin Marshall, Jennifer DeBrule, Todd Horsley,
Here.
and Grant Sparks. Mr. Chairman, we do have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Can I get a motion for the agenda?
So moved.
Second. Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Short, second by Commissioner Bodie. Hearing no discussion, calls for the vote, ma'am.
Victor Angry,
Aye.
Kenny Bodie,
Aye.
Karen Mills, Idris O'Connor,
Aye.
Kim Short,
Aye.
Tanisha Allen. Ms. Allen, you are muted. Okay, I'm gonna call that absent from vote. Monica Gary. Aye. Pamela Sabeski.
aye.
Okay, Alana Mensing,
Aye.
Shannon Holmes,
Aye.
Deborah Frazier,
Aye.
Todd Horsley.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, that motion's approved.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, now we have, need approval of the, minutes from January 11th.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Bodie, second by Commissioner Frazier. Any changes, no changes? Okay, none. Hearing none, please call for the vote.
Victor Angry,
Aye.
Kenny Bodie,
Aye.
Margaret Franklin,
Aye.
Karen Mills, Idris O'Connor,
Aye.
Kim Short,
Abstain.
Tanisha Allen,
Aye.
Monica Gary.
Aye.
Pamela Sabeski,
Aye.
Alana Mensing,
Aye.
Shannon Holmes,
Aye.
Deborah Frazier,
Aye.
and Todd Horsley.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, that motion's approved.
Okay, and now, we're gonna have Mr. Rich Dalton, sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, commission members. I'll just tag on to what Perrin said. And if a bus doesn't get you there, take a train. You do have the CEO report in your package. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Total ridership for the month of January came in stronger compared to December. And slightly stronger compared to January of last year. We had an average daily ridership of about 6,200 riders. On-time performance, about 86% unaudited. Just a note, the month of January, particularly the last couple of weeks have been pretty strong for us. So look forward to reporting those numbers out to you next month. We do have an item for you here to consider. So, Mr. Chair, if you want, I'll just jump right into that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So 6.2 on your agenda, this is we're seeking authorization from the commission to submit a raise grant in this FY 2024 cycle. Specifically, this is the application would be for some planning money and specifically for our broad run expansion project, and more specifically for two elements. These are some later phase elements of that project. One is a vehicle ped bike connection from Route 29 on Residency Road that would essentially come over the railroad tracks and not only serve the VRE parking lot there, but also be able to serve the Manassas Regional Airport area there. And then the second part of that is a third track on the Norfolk Southern line. Our current broad run expansion project has a short third track segment as we relocate that station a little bit to the east. This would actually advance the design for what eventually would be a complete 2.2 mile third track segment that dramatically reduces conflict there in that area with Norfolk Southern trains that we currently experience. So again, that's just an application. We're seeking that authorization. If we were successful in that application, then of course we come back to the commissions with the agreement, and we noted in here the non-federal match to support the funding for that. So that's my summary, Mr. Chair. Take any questions if you have.
All right. Yes.
Thank you. I just want to clarify that, you're talking the connection over residencies from 28, not 29.
I'm sorry, 28. I'm sorry.
Wanted to
I
verify,
drove up 29 to 28, so I got those back.
just checking, because it's kind of a far,
That would be a huge.
yeah, so I was just
Thank
thinking.
you for the clarification.
Yes, Commissioner Bowden.
Thank you, Mr. Dalton. Quick question. When you're applying for this grant, should the commission approve your authorization here, are you going to be asking our federal delegation to submit letters of support for it?
We have a list of folks that we'll be reaching out to specifically. Usually it's our federal delegation and of course like the Manassas Regional Airport, Norfolk Southern, other partners and stuff. So yes.
But I appreciate that because I know that our federal delegation, especially in the last couple of years, have been a lot more proactive in getting those letters.
Yes.
And especially with the raise grants and specifically, we get a little more, I should say, free access, but a little bit more success when we have their letter of support with our application. So I just want to make sure you're doing.
And I'll include Prince William County in that as well as letters of support.
With that, so Chairman, can I move it forward?
I was just gonna say if I can get a motion and then we can get into discussion on that, but sounds like we already had discussion. So we have a motion by Commissioner Bode, second by Commissioner Franklin. Any discussion, any more discussion? Okay, hearing none. Madam, please call for the vote.
Victor Angry,
Aye.
Kenny Bodie,
Aye.
Margaret Franklin. Karen Mills. Idris O'Connor.
Aye.
Kim Short.
Yeah.
Tanisha Allen.
Aye.
Monica Gary. Pamela Sabeski.
Aye.
Alana Mensing.
Aye.
Janet Holmes. Deborah Fraser.
Aye.
Todd Horsley.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, that motion's approved.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Mr. Darling, sir, as always.
Mr. Chairman.
Excellent. All right. So we have two items on our consent agenda. I'm gonna turn it over to. Oh, excuse me, that's right, public comment time. Ma'am, do we have any speakers online or any written?
No one submitted comments, Mr. Chairman.
All right, so we have no one for public comment time. Moving right into our consent agenda, so. That's not, I'll let you take it from there.
It's just the two items, call for motion.
I'll call aye, so moved.
Okay,
Second.
so there we go. Commissioner Sabeski motion, Commissioner Bode second. And do we need any votes? Okay, here we go. Okay, ma'am.
Victor Angry.
Aye.
Kenny Bodie.
Aye.
Margaret Franklin. Karen Mills. Idris O'Connor.
Aye.
Kim Short.
Yes.
Tanisha Allen.
Aye.
Monica Gary.
Aye.
Pamela Stebesky.
Aye.
Alana Mensing.
Aye.
Shannon Holmes.
Aye.
Deborah Frazier.
Aye.
Todd Horsley.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, that motion's approved.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. we go into-
Sir, first and foremost, it's great to see you all. Last month I was not able to be here because I took my oldest daughter to Disney. She graduated high school and turned 18 all in the COVID era, so I took her to Disney, just dad and daughter. We brought home a souvenir of COVID. So I was sick as a dog for the last meeting. Feeling much better now. So, but really want to thank the team for Phil sat in the seat, helped keep things going. All the things that happen behind the scenes that forget about that because we do it every month, but Christine, Doris, Becky, Althea, everyone's got a role to play to help this meeting go off, and I was very appreciative that they were able to put in that hard work and have a seamless meeting for you guys last month. So a couple things want to update. 2024 General Assembly session. It's been pretty straightforward. I'm sure you're reading all the different articles. No big rock fights yet. Everything's everything is, as you know, is still mainly working through committee. There were a number of bills pre-filed to steer funds toward projects or shrink funding, but the vast majority have been defeated or tabled. There's a few others that'll be picked back up later in the session. They'll be attempted in the budget negotiations. But now we're starting to see the subcommittees and main committees report out, and that's when the fist fight starts to really begin. A couple things that have passed. HB 201 was passed in the House of Delegates, which requires the speaker's appointees to PRTC, NVTC, and MVTA to be the actual members of the House of Delegates. And in those geographic areas, that got changed back in 2018, 2019. So this kind of resets it to how it was prior to that. So that's working through. That'll go with crossover. It's already been reported out. HB 285 is in subcommittee, which would make new bus shelter installation and replacement easier. We have a shelter backlog. They truly treat a bus shelter like a house. So we have to get a certificate of occupancy. And sadly, we had one of our transit bus shelters hit by a car today on Dale Boulevard. It will probably take just as long as to build a house as it will to get that done. And we're very thankful for Todd and DRPT have been very supportive of that legislation to make it easier. So it's always great to have a group of partners who want to help get that done. One item of note is that as we continue to build our brand across the region, we will be applying to DRPT for grant funds to start services from Front Royal and Warrenton. Yeah, so there's the opportunity, there's outside the Beltway funding. However, as our crack legal identified, we don't have the technical legal authority to operate into that. I'm run and ask permission later. Sharon reminds me I'm in Virginia where you're only allowed to do what they let you. And so what we've done is we've worked to get some language. Sharon's been a superstar. I actually gave her a superstar card, which we give the staff because she was able to crank language out overnight. We've tried to get it attached to another bill, that Bill 201 about the membership that the Germanus police decided didn't work. So we're going to attack it with a 4-line budget amendment that lets us operate services. It'll be on page 489. Already met with R&D members of the House of Delegates. So we expect no battle there. It's language, there's no new money. We've already met with Senator Pike's office, and we'll be back for delegatorian, just to make sure everyone understands the process when 2 budget language amendments show up in conference and everything looks the same. So hopefully that works out very well. But again, we've already got the bipartisan legislation aspect because this does serve Warrenton and Front Royal, and it benefits the Shenandoah Valley. In addition to that, we've been working with the Shenandoah Valley Regional Commission, and their technical staff had already put together a grant to run this type service from Front Royal into DC. So they'll actually bring money to the table too. So we can actually really run some pretty good service. And the vision for it is it'll go from Warrenton and Front Royal to the university lot. And then at the university lot, the bus will continue into DC, but if you want to travel somewhere else, you can then hop onto the Pentagon from our other services. So it'll really use our existing network very, very, very well. So we're excited about that. Another important update is there has been some significant funding increases for WMATA. I'm sure you've seen in the paper with Washington, DC put up money, Virginia and Maryland. There's still going to be a fare increase. A reminder, we already did our fare increase this year. So they're just a step behind us on what we're doing. And they're doing it on Metro Rail, not Metro Bus, because Metro Rail is the commuters and they want to take more money out of the federal government's pocket. So that's strategy we take, and that we charge a high fare on our commuter service while our local service remains 0 fare, just because the collections, the juice sometimes doesn't work the squeeze. What's interesting about that is also SJ 28, which has already cleared the Senate, is a blue ribbon panel that will come together to help create a dedicated funding stream for WMATA. So it's the idea to actually go and look at hotel motel tax, the dirty word here in Prince William County, the fight, I should say, is there a data center piece? What are all the different things? Because you've got Loudoun, you've got Fairfax, Arlington, Alexandria, very different operating footprints. But what that can do is PRTC and MVTC will be technical parts of it. But we can then take all those lessons and then we can work to possibly pass laws in Richmond that allows more transportation dollars to be raised in Northern Virginia. So there might be different ways that really benefits Prince William County and beyond in terms of that funding. So we'll be paying close attention to that. With our local ridership continuing to grow and our commuter service rebounding even more, the ability to support not only our residents getting into DC, but keeping our services for the businesses of Prince William County, really, really exciting. Unofficial January commuter ridership grew by 16% from December, and that is despite 2 snow events and a federal holiday. Towards the end of January, we started seeing ridership utilization equivalent to pre-pandemic. Doesn't mean same number of people. It means buses just as full. So we're running a lower number of buses, but the buses are filling up to like it was pre-pandemic, which then of course, once we have that fare volume, we can offer more services. So it's a way we can grow the services in a more fiscally responsible way. We're seeing growing ridership on the 3 new commuter routes launched in December in Stafford and Spotsylvania County. We continue to outreach there, and we'll be adding hopefully additional trips as that ridership grows. That's just our base level of service we put out. Post-pandemic, the route that bounced back fastest was Stafford to Pentagon. That was the first one. So we really know there's a lot of pent-up demand and energy for that type of service. Unofficial local bus ridership for January increased 8%, also impacted by the snow. Really impacted by the snow and the fact that we had to shut services down early one evening, and then we started much later in the day, 2 separate days. So very positive to see the continued growth in local ridership. February 5th, we launched OmniPay as a new mobile ticketing app across our system. Took longer than we wanted to get going, but what it does is it allows us more control over monthly passes and programs like that for commuters. If you're going into DC paying $9 5 days a week, that's a lot. It ends up being to the tune of around $325, $340 a month. With this pass, we cap it at $255. So it's a savings. But what's also nice about it, if someone only goes in 3 days a week and they buy that whole pass for the month, if they go on vacation, we're still collecting the revenue whether they rode or not. So it's a bit of a benefit. VRE does that as well. So great examples when we had the federal government shutdown 2019-ish, VRE didn't actually see a decrease in their fare revenue because everyone bought the pass. We saw it immediately because we didn't have a pass product. So this is something we wanted to do for quite a while. In January, OmniRide had an extended season of giving food drive. We collected over 500 pounds of food from our passengers, our employees, and our partners, especially Manassas Park and Prince William County government. The food donations went to serve and acts to help community programs. And we hope to do this again every single year. And then for the Keolis update, I'll defer to Mr. Wingfield to review the performance data and update us on progress.
Mr. Wingfield, the floor is yours, sir.
Chair, board members, great to be here. Just a couple of slides that I think we typically go through certain areas of our service that we've been focused on since July this year. So what we have is missed trips in front of you today. As you guys can see, for December and January, missed trips have been up slightly. That coincides with the addition of our new southern routes. Recruitment and operator retention has continued to be a challenge for us. We've got several programs that we're working on. And we'll continue to roll those out through the first quarter of this year. Hopefully we'll be able to do some more retention of the operators that we are recruiting. As long as we can keep them on board, we'll keep things going in the right direction. Any questions there? Just trips. Next slide.
Yes.
We got
Sure.
Commissioner Gary.
I appreciate that you said slightly, but obviously that was a big jump. So we're sure that that's from the new routes and just people adjusting
There's new routes, people adjusting. We had the snow event in January. There's also, which you'll see on the next slide, is we've been having some challenges with the same thing that I think Bob mentioned earlier. We've had a rash of sickness go through the operation. Our monastic staff went down by about 50% at one point in time. So there's also some underlying things going on.
Okay.
But yeah, the jump from November to December and January is in part due to the new routes, new demand on both vehicles as well as personnel.
Okay.
Next slide, Carl.
So along the same storyline, as you can see, we've met the mark for vehicle availability over on the left. Vehicles have been available. One thing that's going to help that number out is we move into the months into the future is we have new vehicles coming on board, 16 in total. So we look to see that number continue to improve in vehicle availability. In terms of miles between roll calls, we could attribute some of that slippage to, again, the snow events and things going on with vehicle availability. But for the most part, I see as we look out into the future with the new vehicles coming on board and being released to service, continue, I guess you can bet on seeing that improve in terms of availability as well as reliability of the service. Any question? Thank you.
Thank you. One thing I did want to mention, and Supervisor Franklin talked about this a couple months ago, and we approved under bus purchase. When we replace a commuter bus, that bus has been running for 16 years. We do a midlife overhaul, but all those electrical components are 16 years old. The replacement parts are 16 years old and harder to get. So there's a lot of challenge to come up with that. We're going to be looking differently to see, typically the industry standard is you keep it for 12 and then you retire it. We do 8 years, do a refurb, and then put 8 more years on them. With all the electrical components and the harder availability of parts, we're going to be reevaluating that, whether or not we just go every 12 years. It's about the same net cost between the two, but the vehicles just don't collect as many hours and miles over time. So that's why we were going to, 16 years is a good thing, but we're questioning that now that we're starting to see some different effects. It's something we're paying attention to. All right. With that, I do want to mention the industry article. It's really about how communities are using microtransit service to take out unproductive service or to provide service at a lower cost later in the evenings. So it's just an interesting article as you see all these different approaches and different ways that the industry has to shape and adapt itself. Doing things the same way we did pre-pandemic will not save you.
Did Aaron write the article?
Not the article, just as a summary. Sorry. Yeah, so every month, what we do is if you go back and look, if you go back and look at all the agendas, we've basically given you a library of transit activities. You can go back and click through and it gives you links to the article and then parent as a summary. What does it mean for us? How does it apply to us as an organization? With that, Mr. Chair.
Awesome. All right. Well, so if we have no presentation, I know last time I said I was kind of enthused about it, so I can say it like that. We have no presentations, and we have one action item. Christine, I swear to God, I'm gonna get this thing right with that consent agenda thing. I keep on the same thing. Okay, now we have one action item, and it's just to authorize the executive director to purchase 3 Ford 350 electric vans for micro transit and paratransit service.
So moved.
I have a motion, Commissioner Sebesky, second, Commissioner Bodie, any discussion?
My assumption is it was already in the budget, correct?
There it is. All right. I see Phil in the back like this. Okay. Hearing no more discussion, Madam, call for the vote.
Victor Angry,
Aye.
Kenny Bodie,
Aye.
Margaret Franklin,
Aye.
Karen Mills, Idris O'Connor.
Aye.
Kim Short.
Yes.
Tanisha Allen.
Aye.
Thank you. Monica Gary. Pamela Sebesky.
Aye.
Alana Mensing.
Aye.
Shannon Holmes.
Aye.
Deborah Frazier.
Aye.
Todd Horsley.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, that motion's approved.
Thank you, ma'am. And now on to chair's time. I think in January, we acknowledge and recognize our latest commissioners. So I just want to recognize Commissioner Idris O'Connor down here. So welcome, and he's an alternate. Welcome to the commission. And Commissioner Short, good to see you, you know. And so I will simply say, because we've been hearing a lot about health and people being on the weather, just take good care of yourself. I think you heard the safety message earlier. So just take care of yourself. I know right now it's a lot of upper respiratory things going around. So that's just my message to you all. Just take care of yourself. And so I'll move around the room. We'll start here.
I'll pass.
Okay.
Pass.
All right.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Glad to be an alternate commissioner and that's all I got.
All right. Coming on around.
I have nothing.
Welcome to our commissioners. Good seeing all of you. The only thing I'll say is I appreciate the update on the General Assembly and what we're doing there. I said it down there back on Baco Day, and I'll say it again here, just for the record. We are a regional transit operator. And currently, I don't believe we get the funding rise to that level, especially now that we're hearing that we're gonna be expanding services out to Front Royal and Warrenton. We need to keep pushing our legislators to fund us to that level, because we're frankly serving not only this part of Virginia, but also farther and farther out. And we need to keep pushing for that funding. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Happy Black History Month, everybody. Black history is American history.
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to welcome our new commissioners and good to see ones we haven't seen for a little while. But as a cardiology nurse, since this is Heart Health Month as well, I would like to just remind everyone that heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States. And so practicing good health habits are important, and something that a lot of us probably don't get time to do because we have high stress jobs. We eat a lot of bad food and we don't get much time to exercise when we're sitting in all these meetings, but taking care of yourself is important, especially for women. I think that we tend to take care of other people in our homes, especially our spouses and our children. And often we come last, and that's why more women die from heart disease than they do from breast cancer. So take care of yourselves. All the virus is going around as well. And I hope everyone takes time to learn about all.
And one brief comment, Mr. Chair, if I could, kind of a historic moment that happened. We bought our first electric vehicles tonight. Ever. So when we get them in and we're ready to run them, we'll have a ribbon cutting, all that cool stuff, but but like that's something the staff worked on, very proud of it, and we moved the needle.
Does the chair get to drive one?
Does our insurance cover that?
We do have Commissioner Allen online. Commissioner Allen.
No, thank you guys for allowing me to be virtual, and happy Black History Month, as Supervisor Frazier said. And I echo everything that Commissioner Sebesky says as the other cardiac nurse on the team. So please make sure you go get your heart check, cardiovascular health checkup.
I will lastly thank publicly Ms. Rodrigo for this beautiful display of your names. I will never not know your name. I really will never not know your name coming in here. So thank you, ma'am. And with that, we are adjourned at 30 minutes after the hour.
Thanks. Careful, wonderful.
Yes. You made us drive all the way here for 30 minutes.
Still.
My drive was a.
An hour or so.
The United States.
Yeah.